Welcome to Of Men, For Men. Here we'll discuss issues pertaining to the modern day man. Subjects like health, wealth, lifestyle, gear, and relationships. So join me as we dive into the world of men, for men. Hello and welcome to the Of Men, For Men podcast. I am your host, James Rodney Lee Max. Well, all right. Yeah. Come on in. Kick back. Relax. Grab yourself a cool one. Get comfortable as we ease on into this thing. All right. Well, we got the weekend coming up. I hope all of you have made some plans to do something or be with your friends, your family, your loved ones, or even to take some time off for yourself. Nothing wrong with that, right? Always take care of yourself. So what are we going to talk about today? How about a little white lie? You know them little white lies? Yeah. Well, you got to be careful these days. The best policy is to not lie. Just be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with others. You know, if you don't know something, or you're not clear on something, or you don't know how to do something, I mean, that's fine. Just tell them so. You know, it's okay. It's not a fault. You know, you don't know, or you don't know how, or what have you. You know, I don't know the answer to that, but I'll get back to you on it. Or, you know, I don't know how to do that. You know, maybe that person knows and they can teach you, or, you know, do you want me to, do you want me to learn more about that? You know, or what? You know, whatever the application may be, you know, if you're at work, you know, that's fine. You don't have to know everything. And if you don't, the best thing to do, especially at work, if you don't know how to do something, the best thing to do is tell them, hey, I'm not really sure on that. You know, I don't know how to do that. I'm not confident in my abilities. Let somebody else do it. You can help somebody who does and learn, or have somebody show you how, and then you'll know how. Have somebody train you on it. Or get some training on it. You know, there's nothing wrong with any of that. But eventually you're going to get found out. You know, no matter what you do. When you lie, you're going to get found out. Because over time, you've told a lie to this person, that person, the other person, different lies to different people. And you ain't going to be able to remember all that. You're not going to be able to remember it. Best thing to do is just tell the truth. You can always remember that. You know. You can remember that. Serial killers get caught in lies. You know, criminals get caught in lies. They supposed to be smart. I don't know. But they get caught too eventually. They get caught up. You know, it's not worth it. You know, in your business and relationships and friendships, family affairs. It's just easier, and it's more beneficial to just be honest. And you don't have to be brutally honest. You don't have to beat people over the head with the truth. You know, you can be kind, you can be tactful with honesty. You know, people say, "Oh, well, I'm brutally honest," or whatever. That just means you're being mean with the truth to me. Well, I'm brutally honest. That just means, you know, you're gonna say what you're gonna say, and you don't care what how other people feel or how other person's gonna take that. In the service, we always learn tact. You can say something, you know, without hurting or offending someone else, and be honest about it. You don't have to beat people up with it. Nothing wrong with being honest and saying what you want to say, but there's always a way to say it and to do it right. And people will respect you for how you talk to people. You know what I'm saying? People will respect that. You know, how you treat others, how you talk to others. And you learn that over time. You don't learn that when you're young. When you're young, you know, young men, you know, they have a lot of knowledge. They, you know, got some skills they've learned, you know, in school or what have you, or through a trade. Sometimes they'll fib and stretch the truth a little bit about, you know, what they've done because, you know, being young, you don't have quite the experience that other people have. Because you just ain't had time yet, that's all. Not any fault of yours or of anybody else's. You just haven't had the time. You're young. You know, and you may know some stuff. And that's, you know, but you don't have to fib and stretch the truth about your qualifications or your knowledge and stretch that out a little bit more than what you actually know. People respect you more, you know, when you're truthful with them, rather than when they catch you in a lie or stretching it out a little bit. You know, they're, oh, well, he wasn't quite honest with that. In relationships, the same way. You know, the best thing to do, you know, whether it's whether you're just dating, you know, or you're in a serious relationship, long term, or especially if you're married, best thing to do is to tell the truth. You're gonna get found out, because the truth always finds a way, some way, somehow, and it might not be immediate. It might be down the road. You might get away with it for quite a while, and you be done forgot all about it. That's the thing. You be done forgot about it, and all of a sudden it comes up, and then you get caught, and you're like, oh shit, yeah. You know, and then you're trying to explain that. So the best thing to do is just, you know, just to be honest off the rip. You know, young men, you know, might want to impress their employer or whatnot, or a young lady, you know, trying to, you know, tell, a tall one in order to impress her. But if she sticks around, or you stick around for any length of time, if you're together for any length of time, eventually she's going to find out that might not be so quite true. And then you've blown the trust. The trust is the most important thing. Again, family, relationships, business, you know, workplace. The trust. Because, you know, when you tell those lies, you blow the trust. It's like cheating. Once it's gone, it's gone. All right? All right, you know who they are. You know they'll fib. They'll stretch the truth, or they'll just all out, you know, bald-faced lie to you. Then what? Now you can't trust them. Now you got to be careful what you tell them, because you don't know what they're running off and telling somebody else. Now, when you're being honest, that don't mean you have to tell everybody everything. And I've used the term, you know, there is lying by omission. Now, if somebody asks you a direct question, and you tell them most of the truth, but you leave out certain facts, to maybe make yourself look a little bit better or to hide something, well then, that's a lie by omission. You're omitting part of the story. You're omitting part of the truth, part of the facts, to hide or get away with something or to make yourself look better. You don't want to do that. But that doesn't mean, on the other hand, that you need to tell everybody everything about yourself. If you just meet somebody or you haven't spent a lot of time with somebody, you don't need to tell them everything all at once. They don't need to know all of that. And most people don't want to hear all of that all at once. They don't want to hear all of that. It's like, how it goes. You ask somebody, hey man, how you doing? And then they start telling you. You're like, oh, jeez, I didn't want to hear all of that. I just asked how you was doing. Are you feeling okay? Did you get enough sleep last night? How do you feel? That type of thing. Surface kind of stuff, especially when now if it's family or friends or something, then, that's a little different. You can go in a little deeper because they know you more. They know you better. And over time, at work, if you've, worked with somebody, you get to know them. You get to know facts about their life, and they may reveal more about themselves to you because, they're going to be spending the majority of the day with you. You're going to learn, and vice versa. They're going to learn about you because you're going to share. But again, they don't need to know every intimate detail about you. There's that phrase TMI, too much information. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Didn't need to know that. There are some things you don't need to share, and that's okay too. Number one, they don't want to hear it. Number two, you don't need to tell everybody everything. They don't need to know everything. So you have to use good judgment as to, what you tell people and how much you tell and who you're telling it to. And still be honest, without, lying by omission. Again, the best way to do that is, if, I use the term, if you're being asked a direct question and you answer the question without giving all of the facts in order to, save yourself or make yourself look better, or you stretch the truth out a little bit. You're omitting certain things, maybe embellishing other things to make yourself look better. That's the omission part. Not just, telling people about your private or intimate life. That's different. With females, you want to, and they're a strange breed. Even after you get to know them, you never know. You never know. That's about all I can say about that. Even when they're telling you things, hell, you don't know, how to parse that out. You can just accept it for what it is. Usually that's what I do. Just accept it on face value until I find out different. Even when you know or suspect something else is happening, or something's not quite right about it, or what have you, there's no need in trying to confront them until you have solid evidence, solid proof that, yeah, they have fudged on you. They have told you a tale, a story that is not quite accurate. And I've been in that position where I knew something was going on. I couldn't prove it, so there's no need in bringing it up, because it's just going to cause a fight and an argument because I don't have proof. And even when you do have proof, it's still going to cause that. So, you might as well just have the evidence, so at least what you're saying is valid and you're not going on speculation. The best thing to do is just be truthful with people that you interact with on a daily basis, whether it's work or family relationships or personal relationships or romantic relationships. The best thing to do. And don't lie. Us older men, learn that over time, the best thing to do. And I learned it in the service. We called it integrity. I think civilians define it as, integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody's looking. Yeah. Integrity. But when I was in the service, unless it's changed, it was the absolute truth. Not my truth, not your truth, not their truth. It was the truth. Integrity. And your integrity is your integrity. Your truth, being truthful, being honest, is the only thing that you can take away from yourself. You can take that away from yourself by being dishonest, by lying, cheating, stealing, That's how you lose your integrity. For the most part, I look at most politicians and they don't have a lot of integrity. Because they get on TV and they lying because their lips is moving. They lying. They get on there and lie. Yeah, we want to tax the rich. Tax the rich. Okay. All right. You can tax the rich. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you think the people elected you for, and you want to tax the rich, they not paying enough taxes, and Lord knows I ain't rich, then change the laws. You're the lawmaker. You're the one in Congress, you're in the House, you're in the Senate. You make up the laws, you can change the laws, you can write new laws. Then change the law. But have they done it? No, because those rich people are the ones that donate to their campaigns when they go run for office. They ain't gonna change. It's all lip service. It's to make all the poor people and the people in the middle, and those swing voters that may vote one way or the other, just depending on what they hear from a candidate, it's to make them feel good. Oh yeah, I gotta tax the rich, they're not paying enough taxes. Well, if the rich people ain't paying enough taxes, you know who I blame? I don't blame the rich guy. He's just following the law. He's using the law to pay as little tax as he can. That's what I do. I don't want to break the law, but I don't want to pay no more tax than I absolutely have to. Who does? Do you send in an extra $100 or $1,000 or $10,000? If you owe tax, do you send in a little extra? No, nobody does. You don't send the IRS no extra money. You don't want to pay them any more than you absolutely have to. You want to keep your money. You earned it. So that's what I'm saying about this integrity thing. They don't have any integrity. They'll say whatever they think voters want to hear. And some of them are worse than others. They're like a flag in the wind. Whichever way the direction blows, that's the way that flag is going to be blowing, in that direction. They flip-flop from administration to administration. You can see it in them. They'll be this way, and then they'll turn around and be the other way. They don't have any integrity. All they want to do is stay up there and stay in power. So, integrity is yours. It's yours to keep or it's yours to lose. And it ties in with cheating. Be faithful in your relationships by being truthful. Because cheating is being dishonest. We discussed it. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with others in your family, in your friends, in your loved ones, your relationships, whether it be business, personal, or romantic. Be as truthful as you possibly can. You don't need to tell everybody everything. But again, don't omit the truth just to make yourself look a little bit better. Don't stretch the truth to make yourself look a little bit better, because you will be found out. You know, the truth always finds a way. And, like I said, you're going to tell lie after lie after lie, and be little white lies, but you'll get caught and they'll add up. It might not be some huge big lie, but you tell enough little white lies and they start adding up. And then you wonder why that person, don't want nothing to do with you, or, treating you different or what have you. Because they done lost respect for you. You've lost your integrity with them. All right, gentlemen. I think that's all I got on that. We'll leave that horse right there where he lay. All right. Check out social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Gab, and Locals. Check out the podcast on podpage.com/ofmenformen and at anchor.fm/ofmenformen. Those are, and you can find it on any other service that you listen to podcasts on. Apple and Google and Spotify and all that. It's on there. Just search for Of Men For Men. But if you don't have that, if you don't have those players on your phone or you're on your computer and you can just go to those pages and boom, there you go. You can listen to it in the background while you're doing something else. Use the link below if you'd like to support the podcast. You can do it for as little as 99 cents a month. And all the money just goes back into the podcast to help upkeep and upgrade the equipment and make it just that much more better. The audience is always slowly growing, and I'm happy about that. I hope I'm bringing you some information and some entertainment at the same time. I don't mind you laughing at me. I don't take myself that serious. Excuse me, I can be serious at times now. But I don't, walk around with a rod up my butt. And the listens are going right up. We're going to be at 8,000 before we know it. And again, that's all because of you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate your time and your patience. I have been James Rodney Lemax, and you have been great. Yeah. This will be a weekly podcast. You can find it on the Anchor app and anywhere podcasts are available. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. I look forward to seeing you there.